For the past 4 years, the heir to the Sterling Empire, Damien Sterling, had been missing without a trace. I'd been chasing after Hardin Scott like a lost puppy, all because his face reminded me so much of Damien. For long years. But when Hardin forced me to drink that glass of wine handed over by his friend, I finally decided to end it. The real Damien would have snatched the cup from my hand and said, "Little wife, girls shouldn't drink. It's bad for your body." But today, Hardin made me drink it. Fakes are just fakes, after all. It was time for me to wake up. No deep feelings last forever. "You said he was your lover before," someone remarked. "Yeah, for years ago he was, and he still is, just throwing a tantrum with me." Finally, I pushed through the performance. The boss always seemed to be showing off, but as a subordinate, it was best not to overstep. "So, how did you end up with your wife?" "It was natural. After all, I personally molded her into someone who can't live without me." "Yup, definitely showing off. Within 3 days, I'll send you the plan." Damien was already scrolling on his phone. The assistant nodded. "Sure. At the wedding, I'll give you a red envelope." My colleagues and I rehearsed all day, finally earning a nod from the teachers. "Good job, everyone. You worked hard." Zhao Xian stood and nodded. I was dressed in a Ming Dynasty hanfu. This was the costume for the show. The outfits at Linglu were all custom-made, and after performances, they were usually gifted to us. I waved my hand, smoothing the wide sleeves. Looking at Stella Alonso next to me, her clothes were stunning too, but the headpiece always felt so heavy. Stella sat there with perfect posture, smiling at my childish antics. She'd never seen me act like this. At 24, the pampered little girl was still a kid at heart. "This headpiece isn't cheap, but you don't have to wear it. The hairpiece is much lighter." Stella and I walked out together. Lately, no matter what I said, my voice ended on an upbeat note, like a little hook. She could tell I was truly happy. Suddenly, Stella stopped. "I'll head back now. Don't want to intrude." She winked playfully, something rare for her. Before I could react, I spotted Damien standing not far away, watching me. Stella smiled at him and slipped away. Though she'd never met him, his aura screamed billionaire CEO, not your average rich kid. Someone like him could match me. The rehearsal went smoothly. Damien approached in a white shirt, holding a massive bouquet of white roses. I scanned him up and down several times before stepping forward. "Did you learn this from a TV drama?" Damien looked a bit embarrassed, which was unusual for the obsessive alpha male. "They said I was too serious. Young girls these days don't like that. Told me to act cute." At 28, Damien wasn't old, but his commanding presence made people forget he was still young. "Anna, stop teasing me." Back in school, from enrollment to graduation, no one could steal his spot as the campus heartthrob. But making 28-year-old Damien act like a high schooler was pushing it. I took the huge bouquet of white roses. "Why white? Who is it that said red roses are too vulgar and he didn't want them?" Damien reached out, hooking my nose tip gently, looking at me like this. "Are you a little fairy today?" Hearing that, I tilted my head like a proud peacock. "Yeah, you see? Damien was that kind of existence, the possessive husband who didn't need to do anything. Just being by my side gave me total security, the confidence to be spoiled." He bent his finger, hooking my nose again. "Our Anna is still so beautiful." To the outside world, Damien was always silent and reserved, but with me he never skimped on praise. No one knew how the 9-year-old who'd lost her parents, sensitive, introverted, and hiding away, had been raised by Damien into this spoiled version of herself. No one knew how much love and money Damien had poured in to make me utterly dependent on him. Non-negotiable, mine to ruin. "I know you've been busy lately. I won't disturb you, but I had to see you, or I couldn't rest easy." Damien's eyes drooped slightly at the corners. If his subordinates saw this, they'd think a comet was hitting Earth. Why else would the grumpy billionaire seal look like a wronged puppy? "Okay, but don't interrupt my work." I pouted arrogantly. "Fine, how could I dare?" Damien followed me as we wandered the small garden at Linglu several times before he reluctantly left, turning back every 3 steps. I stood there waving, and when he looked back, I cooed like I was placating him. See you tomorrow. Damien left satisfied. When Damien started clumsily pursuing me, I realized his methods were straight out of those viral short videos. Hilarious yet heartbreaking. He was so enthusiastic, following his wife-chasing plan to the letter. Today, Damien had meetings all day, and at the end, some old Sterling family elders insisted on debating pointless things with him. Damien's style was ruthless. Within days, the company was undergoing a massive overhaul. The Sterlings knew he was a business genius, but he was also the hardest to control. They'd chosen him back then to leverage that, but Damien wouldn't be manipulated by their so-called favors. Glancing at his watch, his impatience showed. Are you sure you want to waste more time? Even so, he had the driver push the speed limit in his Maybach, but they hit traffic anyway. Damien loosened his tie. For the first time since returning to the city, he felt this irritated. By the time he arrived at our meeting spot, he was half an hour late. He practically sprinted there, only to find me sitting patiently. When I saw him, I smiled instinctively. Got held up. Why not call? The usually commanding CEO paused, then looked at me softly. I was too eager to see you, forgot. I hugged him. Don't rush. I'd wait for you anyway. When I flew to Haichen, Damien had an emergency meeting, but promised to make it before my performance. This was my first time seeing me on stage. He wouldn't miss it. I checked the message on my phone before boarding. In junior high, for a school event, the teacher had me play a piece. I shyly told Damien, you don't have to come if you're busy. He was prepping for exams and taking over the family business under his grandfather's orders. Barely time to breathe. But he promised he'd be there. That day, midway through my performance, Damien rushed in, standing at the back with flowers, celebrating his little girl's big moment. Today's Linglu show, my duet with Stella, was in the second half. I adjusted my earrings while chatting about the piece, but Stella seemed distracted. I turned, frowning. Stella, what's wrong? Something on your mind? Stella was always focused during shows. This was rare. Nothing, just saw some news about someone I know. She was vague, adding, that person might hurt you. I felt she said it with a hint of relief. No, he wouldn't hurt me. I was conflicted about seeing him. Stella sighed. Maybe I misread. Anyway, we're up soon, don't worry. She sipped ice water, pushing her thoughts down. This was Haichen, not France. He shouldn't be here. Stella and I had quite the reputation at Linglu. Not just for our skills and spirit, but our looks were eye-catching too. Stella bowed her head, plucking the pipa, its winding tones evoking the soft whispers of Jianghuai women. When my guzheng joined, the seductive melody gained an ethereal quality, like a pampered lady from a noble house on a rare outing, playing on a painted boat over the Huai River. The elegant strings and girls' crisp laughter drew gazes from both shores. The piece ended, we bowed and exited. Linglu was members only, frequented by elites, and everyone knew the performers weren't from ordinary families. No one dared pull shady strings. But suitors? Plenty. Hardin hadn't seen me in over 2 weeks, and even a potential deal with the Lin family had fallen through. 2 days ago, his dad chewed him out. Hardin hadn't admitted we'd broken up. As the second son, with a capable older brother and his mom as his dad's second wife, he was always overshadowed at home, until I chased him and the Lins funneled projects to the Hards. That's when he got involved in the business. A big part of Hardin's pride came from reclaiming it through me. After whispers, he was living off me. Hardin showed up in a black suit, holding red roses. He'd come to Haicheng just for my show. Watching me play, he felt a stranger's heartbeat quicken. In his memory, the me trailing him was dull and humble. But on stage, I was like a fairy from the heavens, shining bright. His resentment faded. He gripped the bouquet tighter. He was just doing this for the family, reluctantly coaxing me back. Hardin psyched himself up and headed backstage. Stella and I sat in the lounge, waiting for the curtain call. Stella's phone buzzed. She was smiling while talking to me, but her face paled at the message. Long time no see, my little angel. Stella, you okay? You look unwell. I touched her, worried. Stella shook her head stiffly. Fine. Anna, I'm not feeling great. Heading back to the hotel. Skip the curtain call for me. Seeing her like that, I was concerned and started to follow. Stella nodded absently. But as she opened the door, she recoiled in panic. A man stood there, blond, blue-eyed, handsome but with a sinister edge. Surprise, my little angel. Who are you? How'd you get in backstage? No outsiders allowed. I stepped in front of Stella, alert. He eyed me, blue eyes amused, but ignored me, focusing on Stella. Your friend seems to misunderstand me, darling. Anna, it's fine, I know him. He's a friend. Stella pulled me back, forcing a smile. Really no issue. Anna, can you step out for a bit? Pushed out, I still warned, if he tries anything, yell. I'll call the cops right away. Stella nodded, closing the door. She stood with her back to him for a long moment. Xavier, when did you find me? Xavier Knight, from old French nobility, made his fortune in gray business. Vicious, especially to Stella. 3 months ago. Baby, you hid so carelessly. Xavier approached, glancing at the door. Your friend's interesting too. Xavier, I'm warning you, don't touch her. If anything happens to her, I won't let you go. Stella turned, glaring. Xavier raised his hand. Darling, as long as you're good, I'll be a perfect gentleman. I stared at the closed door, debating calling security. That guy didn't look right. A few steps away, I spotted Damien with white roses. He was about to hand them over with congratulations when I snatched them. Seeing Damien calmed me. I explained what happened. I think Stella's scared. Should we get security? No need, they do know each other. Damien wasn't worried. He vetted all my friends from childhood. Who is he? Stella's ex-boyfriend. As he spoke, Damien led me out, stopping in a corner. I held the bouquet. Damien eyed a nearby bench, pulled out a handkerchief, wiped it clean, then gripped my waist and lifted me onto it. Ex. Felt more like enemies. I didn't buy it. Stella looked fragile. That guy was built like he could knock her out with one punch. Anna, Grandpa had special forces train me from childhood, said martial arts teachers taught fluff. Damien smoothed my hair behind my ear. My round cat-like eyes looked at him with confusion. I had almond eyes that turned stunning with makeup, but my clear gaze made them cat-like, less sharp, more lively. Right now, full of innocence. Even before I was legal, I could take on several special forces guys. But holding your hand, I worry my strength might hurt you. What do you mean? I didn't get it. Damien said lightly, it's about whether you're willing or not. It was curtain call time. I gotta go. I stood, hugging the flowers, hesitating. Damien followed. I'll come with. I lifted my skirt, hurrying, but ran right into Hardin. I frowned, annoyed. You? With Damien back, our breakup was clean. I'd forgotten him. Key was Damien was here. I didn't want to bring up Hardin. He'd care, even if he didn't say. I stopped. Hardin saw my surprise, displeasure, even disgust, but no joy. What are you doing here? Hardin stepped forward, eyeing the white roses like they offended him. Frowning, he tried to grab them and shove his red ones at me. I stepped back, clutching mine. What are you doing? Anna, I'm here to apologize. Can't you see? Stop being unreasonable. I felt question marks popping over my head. Had Hardin lost it? Damien stepped up, wrapping his arm around my shoulder. I didn't pull away, leaning half my body into him. My body knew Damien better than I did. No urge to resist. Hardin's face darkened. Glancing at Damien, he smirked, anger gone. Anna, if you're finding a new guy, at least pick someone better. Hardin eyed Damien with disdain. You found a look-alike? What's the point? My phone rang, curtain call reminder. Damien said, Anna, go ahead, don't be late. He kissed my forehead. I nodded, hugging the flowers, and trotted off. Hardin didn't stop me, just eyed Damien. I don't know who you are, but you see it, right? You look a bit like me. The Lin family's second miss chased me for 3 years. What did she pay you? Damien pulled out his wallet, opening it for Hardin. Inside, he always kept a photo, close to his heart. During dangerous times, he'd nearly destroyed it but couldn't. Without it, he might not have made it. The photo showed a girl in a luxurious princess gown, diamond tiara, smiling brightly and boldly. Her 18th birthday shot, one of a kind. Damien watched Hardin's face worsen. Hardin Scott, second son of the Scotts, right? Damien pocketed the wallet. No arrogance in his tone, but standing there, he exuded superiority. New guy. You know how long we've known each other? 15 years. The girl I raised myself, new or old flame. Damien drawled the words slowly, heavily, crushing Hardin. Mr. Scott, haven't you noticed? When she looked at you, she was really stealing glances at someone else. Damien eyed the scattered roses on the ground as Hardin stormed off in rage. He leisurely adjusted his cuff. This so-called rival was no threat at all. Damien headed to the stage. He needed to pick up his honor. But the guy reminded him. For 3 years, the city had forgotten Anna was his. No random dog could covet her. Damien crushed a rose petal underfoot. Vulgar. After the curtain call, I came off stage still holding the white roses, spotting Damien waiting backstage. I sighed in relief. Thought you'd left. Why would I? Damien rightfully wrapped his arm around my shoulders. Was it my imagination, or had Anna's shoulders gotten thinner? You saw Hardin, aren't you mad? Damien's voice cooled. Why would I be? Just a fake. I rubbed against him helplessly. He said he wasn't mad, but... Anna, I'd never be angry at you. That was his promise from 10 years ago. And outside, even if furious, he'd never show it to me. Damien followed me to the hotel where Linglu was staying. I'd texted Stella. She said she was unwell and heading back. I hit the floor button. Stella's not feeling good. I need to check on her. What are you doing here? What can I do? Anna, I'm homeless right now. Won't you take me in? No way. I glared. I'm in a suite with Stella. Damien didn't argue, just trailed behind. At my door, I waved. Dare you to come in. Then I swiped the card and slipped inside, fearing the dominant man would just scoop me up. Damien wasn't rushed. He leaned against the wall, counting silently. Less than a minute later, the door flew open. I rushed out, straight into his arms. Damien looked down at my flushed face. Not taking care of your friend? I glared. You knew. Damien smiled. All men, easy to guess. After all, first time I saw you, I thought the same. But I'm more of a gentleman. I remembered entering the suite. It was quiet. As I closed the door, faint, ambiguous sounds drifted out, mixed with a girl's soft sobs. My face burned. I fled quietly, light on my feet. Damien wrapped one arm around me. Need me to take you in now? I buried my face in his chest, nodding faintly. Let's go. I followed to his room, eyeing the big bed in the center. You staying here? No suite. My cheeks were still hot. The room was open plan, everything in view. Nope, just this one. Damien strode over, sitting on the bed. I booked all the rooms. Hearing that, my lips pursed. You did it on purpose. Anna, I just remembered something. What? I shuffled over, my mind replaying those sounds I'd overheard. Trying to forget only made them clearer. For years ago, we never broke up. You vanished for 2 years. People were going to court to declare you dead. How's that not a breakup? That's separate. The one declared dead was Damien Sterling, but the breakup? That's on me. Aren't you Damien? I could not be. I relaxed a bit, sitting beside him on the bed. But I like Damien. Damien stood in front of me, gently removing my hair ornaments one by one. Always know how to get to me. I don't. I watched as his light breaths fluttered his shirt. The thin fabric clung slightly. I reached out, touching his abs, firm muscles, not built overnight. I touched, lost in thought about what he'd endured. Besides his chest, were there other scars? Dazed, my hands wandered. Damien grabbed my wrist, voice hoarse and dry. Anna, his breathing heavy. I focused. My hand was in a dangerous spot. Flustered, I tried to pull back, but he held tight. Anna, I've waited for years. Have pity, okay? For years ago, Damien had coaxed me like this. We'd done everything but the last step. Even so, his occasional indulgences left me wrecked. I haven't forgiven you yet. Damien lifted me onto his lap. His thin lips nibbled my earlobe. No proposal, but dating's fine, right? Let me pursue you more. Damien coaxed carefully, but his actions weren't. His palm burned against my waist through the fabric. Pity me, Anna. I swallowed. I'd suffered for years too. Without Damien, my world had no spark. Remember who used to sneak into my bed, telling me to guard my abs and mermaid line? Said they were bait for this little pervert. My faded blush returned. I didn't. No certificate, no final step. In Damien's ragged breaths, laced with endurance. Ugh, I haven't showered or changed. I mumbled in compromise. Damien stood abruptly, me clinging to his neck. What? He roughly loosened his tie. Not tight, but he felt choked, oxygen scarce. Damien carried me to the private elevator, up to the top-floor penthouse. My eyes were hazy, breaths filled with his cool mountain spring scent. Where? Top suite. You said no rooms, liar. I accused, but my gaze only fueled his fire. This is my property. Lent it to Linglu for free. Damien swiped into the penthouse, placing me on the bed. My phone rang. He grabbed it to toss. Wait, check if it's Chloe. Anyone else could wait, but not my sister, she'd worry. Damien checked, an unknown number. She's busy. He barked into it, hung up and tossed. I'll buy you a new one. It was the phone he'd given me 4 years ago. I refused to replace it. Damien didn't go all the way, but everything else? Yes. Even so, my face was tear-streaked. Damien soothed his pure little girl, smiling contentedly. For years later, she seemed even more innocent. I kicked him, but my legs were jelly, no force. Sleep, no more teasing. Damien saw my sleepy eyes, still fighting to stay open on him. He covered them. Good girl, I'll watch over you. Long lashes tickled his palm, itchy. When it stopped, he pulled back. I was exhausted, tense all day for the show, then Damien's antics. Sleep hit fast. Damien sat by the bed, watching me sleep, twirling his ring. Time to deal with the Scots. These thoughts flashed quick, with warm jade beside him. Why waste on irrelevance? The bed was huge, and the suite had more rooms, but with me asleep, staying was justified. Good night, Anna. No response, but I instinctively nuzzled his chest. Sleep. Hardin hadn't expected this outcome. He should have stormed off, but he sat in his car, watching until I left with that man to the hotel. Hardin's car lingered below long. Even he didn't know why. You're a substitute. Words he'd said to me when we dated, because I resembled his ex. But now that man said he was the sub. They did look alike. Hardin tried calling, blocked. He swapped SIMs, dialing again. He needed to talk, anything, tonight. She's busy. Hardin heard Damien's voice, laced with desire. All men knew. Hardin drove off, smashing his phone on the curb. 2 more Linglu shows. Damien seemed leisurely, attending, then picking me up, buying Haiching's famous snacks to feed me. You just got back to the city. Shouldn't you be busy? The Sterlings need you. Today was the last show. Back at the hotel, Chloe called. She checked on me first, then grilled about Damien. Damien vanished 4 years, grabs back the family from his uncle, then vanishes again days later. I hung up, eyeing Damien in his robe, broad shoulders, narrow waist, collar open, half his chest exposed. If I leave a few days and the Sterlings fall apart, it means traps were set when I took over. You guessed. I saw his calm. Knew some. Anna, I said, no full certainty. I wouldn't rush to you. Damien stuffed a snack in my mouth. Don't worry, small stuff. What's big then? As I ate, my tongue brushed his finger. Damien's eyes darkened. Anna, that's teasing me on purpose. I'm hungry. I showed my pearly teeth, with a sharp little falm. Eat me then. No, you'd taste bad. But I think you're delicious. What now? Damien's nose rubbed mine. When will you forgive me? Let me marry you. Damien asked daily, routine. Annoying, asking every day. I turned, but my eyes curved happily. Gotta ask daily to know the second you forgive me, so we can wed. Will Chloe agree? I fiddled with my phone. Damien toyed with my hair. She couldn't forget Chloe, that woman. But she wasn't as easy to coax as Anna. Chloe tormenting him? He'd take it. With her around, no one bullies you. I leaned into Damien's chest, looking up. These 2 days, Stella's weird, avoiding me. Embarrassed probably. Damien's eyes were all on me. Stella's fate didn't matter. Xavier Knight and I have some ties. Want me to chat with him? It's Stella's business. If she doesn't say, I won't meddle. Stella hesitated, then refused. Anna, we're this close now, in the city, will you ignore me? My soft body stiffened in his arms. Then I flipped on his lap. Good, only in Haicheng. Back home, I haven't forgiven you. Soon, the Sang family's patriarch's birthday banquet. Got the invite. Come with me? Sunlight was soft and warm today. Post-show, burden lifted. I nestled like a lazy cat, belly up to him. No way. If I go, what about Chloe? Can't leave her alone. How do you know she's alone? What do you mean? I climbed up, eyes bright. Damien gripped his phone. What do you trade, Anna? I don't do loss-making deals. His fingertip tapped his thin lips, hinting for payment. I cupped his face, biting fiercely. My palm nicked him. Blood beaded on his lip, staining it red. I grinned triumphantly. Damien hugged my waist. Little cat demon. He handed the phone. No telling Chloe I told you, got it? Depends. You know I don't lie to her. Got the phone, little girl flipped faces. Damien watched me sneak peeks at him while talking. His heart melted soft and sour. Back then, his Anna wasn't this cautious. He'd spoiled her to climb all over him. Look, nothing of mine you can't see. Damien lounged on the sofa, lazy. I opened the album. The photos shocked me. I froze, phone in hand. I'd thought Chloe would pick a mild guy for marriage. He'd investigated Chloe, the biggest obstacle to our wedding, but stumbled on her secret boyfriend. I returned the phone, dazed, feet floaty. Never knew Chloe would choose someone like that. Photos showed my usually icy proud sister. Hair always perfect, in a tight black dress held by a tall man, kissing passionately. He had dyed blonde hair, rebellious vibe, leather jacket, like a street punk. Damien tossed the phone aside. What's wrong? Too shocking. I shook my head. Chloe likes bad boys? My eyes widened. Damien pondered, not surprising. Chloe was restless inside. No ordinary guy could tame her. Don't like it? Want me to check him out? Nah, her business. If she likes him, I won't oppose. Actually, I worried something else. Chloe won't get bullied. She won't. Chloe's burdens are heavy. I worry she doesn't know how to love. I fretted unconsciously. Chloe carried the family from young, scoffing at love. You two split rationality and emotion unevenly. She's like iron-hearted. I headbutt his chest, dull thud. Damien let me knock him back. No bad-mouthing Chloe. So Damien and Chloe were fire and water. But in my heart, Chloe was my lifeline. Fine. If that guy could win Chloe, Damien wouldn't mind tying him up as a gift to her, in exchange for his honor. In Haicheng, we lived idyllic days, especially Damien, stealing these intimate moments, making Sterling family drama seem trivial. But back in the city, storms brewed. Hardin returned, ordering a check on that man. Who was he to make Hardin the substitute? He'd get those words back. Hardin paced his room, felt empty, though it was his. He hated maids lingering, so cleaners came every 3 days. Sometimes I'd come too. Hardin shook his head. No, why think of me? He headed out for noise. Come to Milan nightclub. Hardin had a sultry woman beside him. He picked her for that vibe. That's what he liked. Vibrant, not my bland self. How could I like him? He had her order drinks. She cozied up smartly. Mr. Scott in a bad mood? Why would I be? I have everything. Hardin drank fast, maybe on purpose, getting drunk quick. Tell me, what kind of man do women like? The woman giggled. Someone like you, tall, rich, handsome. Who could resist? Really? She smirked and sighed. Milan had plenty rich guys, but no loyal ones. Especially Hardin, famous here. A year ago, Hardin made a girl play gouging at Milan. She'd seen it. That girl was like a castle princess, innocent. Not for this place. Hardin didn't deserve her. She kept her smile perfect. They didn't dream of snagging these men. No promises, and deep down, the guys looked down on them. Better get them to buy more drinks. Real money. Hardin got plastered, eyes blank, staring at her. What does truly liking someone look like? She pondered. Tricky, what answer did these rich kids want? Wrong one, trouble. Hesitantly, for us, liking means jealousy, being willful. Girls want their guy to coax them more. Hardin nodded slowly. I see. I see. I'd chased him 3 years, never argued. Everyone knew how sensible I was. Turns out, just didn't like him. So I really didn't like him. And him? Did he like me? He didn't either. Drunk, Hardin slumped on the sofa, staring at dizzying dim lights. But seeing that man with me, why so pissed? I liked him, fed his ego, made him proud. It was his alone. Why couldn't I wait? If I waited, he'd respond. Back home, Chloe was there, smiling warmly at me. Chloe nearly ground her teeth. Knew Damien couldn't resist. But outwardly, perfect big sis. Trip smooth? Yes, sis. I set my stuff down, snuggling up. Missed you. Chloe's heart raced. Before I spoke, she set boundaries. Warning, you're adult now. I won't send my grown sister to the Sterlings. Sis, not that. Not moving in with Damien or anything. Then what? Do you have a boyfriend? No. If I did, I'd tell you. I opened my mouth. But, why not? Planning to find one. I sat on the carpet, looking up at Chloe on the sofa. Damien vanished 4 years. You didn't bug me about my love life then. Chloe sounded sour. I always think of you. I rubbed her leg. Her sister was again, though for Damien. Over 4 years, her Anna had sealed herself off, becoming someone else. But Damien's return brought back the old Anna. At least it eased Chloe's worry. Those years, Anna felt like smoke, fading any time. Now she was vivid. She's mine. Every breath she takes belongs to me.